In the grand tapestry of the world, there exist stark contrasts that paint a sobering picture. It's a jarring reality that over 400 million people in Africa live on less than $1.90 a day. Yes, you heard right, less than $2 a day. This is a figure that's hard to fathom when placed against the backdrop of the affluence seen in other parts of the world. Today, we journey through the 10 poorest countries in Africa, not to highlight despair, but to raise awareness and perhaps stir change. Starting the countdown at number 10 is Mozambique, a country blessed with natural beauty but plagued by economic instability. Despite its wealth in natural resources, Mozambique struggles with a low GDP per capita, high inflation rates, and a significant percentage of its population living below the poverty line. Next at number 9 is Guinea, a country rich in mineral resources but hampered by corruption and political instability. Despite its potential, Guinea remains one of the poorest countries in Africa. Number 8 takes us to Mali, a landlocked country heavily dependent on gold mining and agricultural exports. Droughts and political instability have left a significant portion of its population in poverty. Niger comes in at number 7. With one of the highest fertility rates in the world and limited natural resources, the country struggles to provide for its rapidly growing population. At number 6, we find Burkina Faso, another landlocked country heavily reliant on agriculture, with frequent droughts exacerbating its economic challenges. Halfway through our list at number 5 is Sierra Leone. Ravaged by a decade-long civil war, Sierra Leone is still on a slow path to recovery, with much of its population living in dire poverty. Number 4 is the Central African Republic, a country with a tumultuous history and a wealth of diamond and timber resources. However, ongoing conflict and poor governance have led to widespread poverty and displacement. In the third spot, we find the Democratic Republic of Congo. Despite being resource-rich, years of war and corruption have left its infrastructure in tatters and its people in extreme poverty. At number 2 is Burundi, one of the smallest countries in Africa. Burundi continues to grapple with the aftermath of a civil war, with over half of its population living in poverty. Just before we reach the top of our list, let's take a detour to Zimbabwe. Once considered the breadbasket of Africa, Zimbabwe's economy has been brought to its knees by hyperinflation and political instability. However, despite these daunting challenges, Zimbabwe teems with potential for growth. Its wealth of natural resources and youthful population could, with the right policies and leadership, steer the country towards a prosperous future. Zimbabwe, despite its economic struggles, holds an undeniable potential for growth and development. And finally, at number 1, the poorest country in Africa is South Sudan. Since gaining independence in 2011, South Sudan has been mired in civil war, leading to devastating economic conditions and widespread displacement. As we conclude our journey through these 10 countries, it's important to remember that poverty is not a choice but a circumstance, often born out of economic instability, conflict, and poor governance. Each of these countries, despite their current economic plight, is rich in culture, history, and potential. The hope is that with increased awareness, support, and action, they can overcome their challenges and rewrite their narratives. Remember, it's not about the wealth of the nation, but the wealth of its people that truly matters. As we journey together through these stories, we are reminded of the resilience of the human spirit and the power of change. It is a testament to the enduring strength of humanity and a call to action for all of us. Thank you for joining this enlightening journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep caring.